Hey, everybody. Welcome to We're All Fine video edition. As ever, I'm Holly, and with me is my super gorgeous ginger co-host, Carly. Hi, Carly.
Guys. Hi, Holly.
We wanted to try something a little different today. We wanted to bring you some video goodness, so you could see our faces.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Although Carly and I are a little nervous about it.
Well, you sprung it on me. Oh, by the way, this is what we're doing today. You slept in that t-shirt, but you look great,
I feel like doing video podcasts are way better when it's a surprise, because then it feels more genuine. This feels, more real. And that's what the people want. They want the real. They want the realness.
I'm sure. 100%. 100%. Because sneak attacks usually will let people...
And this is where we witness the end of our friendship. Wah, wah. Which leads... It's actually a great lead-in to what we're talking about today.
Really good.
Thank you. I was kind of proud of it. We are going to be talking about apologies.
Mm-hmm.
So when you want to apologize for something that you have in fact done wrong, say sprung a video podcast on your co-host,
right?
How do you do it? Now, there are very clear ways to apologize. It usually goes something like, "I'm sorry, Carly. I should have thought about it before I sprung this on you." Okay?
Yeah,
right? That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's sufficient.
Right.
Sufficient.
I feel that a lot of apologies, though, start coming out more like, "Why are you making such a big deal about it, Carly? Oh my gosh, it's a video. You're welcome."
I'm sorry that you feel that way. Ugh.
Oof. Well,
those are the dangerous ones.
The "I'm sorry you feel that way" is the petty apology. You're making a much bigger deal about this. If anything, you should be apologizing to me for making me feel bad for doing this. That's called the narcissist apology.
Oh, okay. Yep. I've heard those before.
Yeah, there's a whole litany of apology methods that work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I thought we'd discuss some of them, and then maybe kind of play with some great stories of apologies that have gone right or wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, when you were talking about this idea, it was really hard for me because it made me realize that I've never been wrong. So I just can't really in any way, but I guess I'll try. I guess I'll work really hard to It is. Yep.
It's rough.
And losing arguments or things like that. I don't understand. No.
Well, here's the thing. For me, I am a talk before I think human, which I think we've talked about that a bunch.
It's one of my favorite things about you.
That is adorable.
It's real. It's authentic. Remember, Holly? It's real.
Yeah. So my problem is that I especially I need to get probably better control on emotional regulation. Because when I get upset, I just
right in for the kill.
Yeah, and then I feel really bad about it afterwards because I realized that was not the best way to handle that. So
yeah.
I had an unfortunate flip out on somebody on Facebook, ironically, right after the election. And this is somebody who I have to see regularly. Her kid does activities with my kid. And, it was really not. I'm not going to say that what I said was wrong. What I am going to say is the way I said it was wrong. So I had to send an apology text because that feels safer.
Yes.
Or I'm my bad. I shouldn't maybe have called you those things in a public forum. And that was
I'm
a poor
really
choice. And
sorry.
I hope you can forgive me and we can move on.
Mm.
And she was very gracious
Oh, that's
and
really nice.
did. And we are fine now.
Good.
Yeah. Like, I don't know that we're going to like go for drinks anytime soon, but
I mean, that's okay. That's fine. That's so okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, one, you were provoked by environment. Like, I can justify your behavior. It's so bad.
No.
I'm like,
See,
you did nothing wrong.
that's the hard thing, I think, and why I kind of wanted to talk about it today is one of the hardest things, I think, is to ask for forgiveness, especially when the thing that you did, you don't necessarily feel bad about what you did, but how you did it.
The delivery.
The delivery, like the way you did it.
Which I think is my problem a lot of the time, because I said this in therapy once and it's really stuck with me. Like, if you and I are in some sort of exchange, right? And it gets to the point of like argument, or the point of like, there's some contention there. You will, if you make a good argument with me, it will either be I will have a rebuttal or I will have an apology.
Wow. Okay.
And it is true. 9 times out of 10, I can get a rebuttal. But like, when it's not, I can apologize. And here's the problem with that, right? Is I don't know if it's always from the most genuine place. People that I love and have argued with do not listen anymore. I'm lying to you, I'm sure of it. But it's because I don't like the feeling of being called out. So
Yeah.
I will call myself out first.
Well, I don't know that anybody particularly likes the feeling of being called out.
No, but some people avoid it at all costs, including calling out their own bad behavior so that the other person doesn't get to before them. Like, when I'm in a heated exchange, I will say, and I realize that my tone is inappropriate right now. I realize the way I am conducting myself is not the best, and I apologize for that. However, like,
Oh,
just
yeah,
keep
it's
going.
the however. Like, I think that's what really jacks it up.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, like, one of my huge fatal flaws as a person is that I can acknowledge, I'm self-aware enough to be able to say, I am absolutely overreacting right now, but it's still your fucking problem.
That's what I want is the like, no, I'm fully aware at this moment that this is a poor choice and I do not give a fuck. But
See,
that's the problem is that's what I struggle with.
Oh.
Because I do.
Well, I wonder if I can like give you some of mine and then you can give me like some of yours. Because yeah, that would be nice. Like, I think people around me would say that I have a hard time apologizing when I'm wrong. Apologizing. See, even the word apologizing is not wanting to come out of my mouth. But I disagree. I think I do apologize, but only when I actually mean it. Like,
maybe that's where I struggle.
I don't throw out apologies unless I need to mean it. I don't say I love you unless I mean it. I don't say I'm sorry. But I am a woman, so I have been conditioned to just apologize for my very existence. Like, you bump into me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But like a real genuine apology is much different for me. I'm not going to say it unless I mean it.
Well, so do your apologies look different depending on who you're giving them to?
Probably. My most sincere apologies definitely go to my child, 100%. Like, when I'm cranky or when I'm, not being the best mom, like when I come to her and I'm like, ooh, I fucked up. I'm really sorry. I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because I never, ever want one to be like, not like a bad role model for her, because it's up to her to decide like who her role models are. But I just don't want to be mean to her. Like, I don't want to be mean to my kid. She's really cool and she deserves better than that. So when I fuck up, she has every right to hear an apology from me, like through and through. My husband wouldn't believe it, but he's gotten more apologies out of me than anyone else. the other day I realized
Really?
100%. The other day it was nighttime at this point, and I realized I had just been like a raging bitch to him all day, and it hit me really hard, and I just started crying, and I was like, I'm so sorry, you don't deserve that. And so then the poor guy had to like make me feel better about feeling bad about making him feel bad, which was never my intention, but like he's a really good guy. Thanks, honey. Yeah, no, I realized that whole day I had just been like absolutely unprovoked. Like at one point he was talking mess about another driver on the road that day. And I was like, oh, okay, it says the guy who doesn't stay in the lines, this, that, and the other thing, completely unprovoked for no reason. And it was one of those things where I was like, who said that? Like, what? Who did that? Completely unprovoked for no reason at all. Completely not okay. And then later on, like, it happened a couple of times that day where he said something and I just like ripped his head off for no right. So yeah,
It happens.
So I cried because if anybody else treated him like that, I'd punch him in the throat.
Yeah, and I think honestly, that's why I have the hardest time with apologies with my husband, because there's a difference between me irritating him, which is like that's a daily. I can't apologize for being who I am. Like he signed the dotted line. He signed up for it. It is what it is. Same thing with him. Like it just is what it is. You got to suck it up. But when I really fuck up, like I say something that's like, oh, I like fucked up. And then he's upset with me, like legitimately upset with me, I feel awful. And then I feel like it doesn't matter what I say, it's all going to sound dumb, because when I really feel, I don't know, embarrassed, nervous, I say things like almost with a smile or a smirk, because I like, it's just how it is. So it comes out like, not genuine. And then I feel bad. So that one's a little rough. But I'm a big fan of the apology. Like I do feel that it can fix a lot of things if you can muster up the chutzpah to like go and say, I'm really sorry. Like that was my bad, and not a but at the end of it. Just that was my bad. But the tricky part comes when the apology is not accepted. So then what is next step? So my daughter hates people being mad at her. Like it's the worst for her. Just the worst. So she had a teacher who got upset. Apparently this teacher she has on first hour in the morning, it's a math class. And she usually really likes this teacher. But he is always giving this class grief about like, you guys are so quiet all the time. Why don't you ever talk? And he's really annoyed by it. Because you guys don't answer, you don't respond, are you awake, blah, blah, blah. Of course not. It's first period math class, right? Well, they were doing a quiz or whatever, and some girls were talking, and he got real mad at them for talking. So after the quiz, like my daughter goes over to go hang out with the girls, which they can. And my daughter says, wow, he gets mad at us when we don't talk. He gets mad at us when we do. I guess we can't win with this guy. Not realizing he's right behind her. He hears the whole thing.
But like, fact, okay.
But he tells her that she's being hugely disrespectful and how dare she. Well, of course, this like sets her off. Kills her. And I don't find out about it till that night before bed. And she's like crying and she's such a terrible person and he'll never forgive her. And I'm like, okay. So I tell her, if you don't want to talk to him in person, because that's really nerve-wracking, send him an email. So she does. Absolutely. First thing the next morning, she sends an email. I apologize. That was super disrespectful. I didn't realize you were there. That doesn't make it better. Right. But I am so sorry. Well, she sees him the next morning, first hour. She sent the email that says, like, have a good Tuesday. And he comes up to her and says, I just want you to know everyone does deserve a second chance, but it's going to take a while for me to get over what happened. And I still think you were very disrespectful.
That is so fucking inappropriate. So fucking inappropriate.
And my daughter's like, well, so she texts me from school and she's like, what now? Which is a great question. Because like when somebody doesn't take the apology, holy shit, like that's not how the system's supposed to work. The system is like, I am legitimately, genuinely sorry,
Right.
hat in hand. And then the person goes, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
You
okay.
didn't mean
Don't
it.
fuck up again. And you go, okay, sorry. And then you move on. But when that person's like, no, oh, okay. I mean, like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what like step like
Right.
2A is. Like, where does that take you? And at that point, my daughter's like disconnected. She's like, okay, well, I did what I could.
Good.
Guess we're not going to have a relationship. That's fine.
Yeah.
He found her the next day. He didn't see the email. And because she had written Happy Tuesday, he knew that she had sent it before he talked to her. And he had no idea. So he went up, he apologized to her, he thanked her for the email and her maturity. And
Oh, okay.
yeah. Now, I still think it was kind of a dumb thing for him to be super upset about.
Yeah.
But whatever. My
Especially
daughter,
like in that
unfortunately,
age group. Like in
yeah,
that
right?
age
It's
group,
middle
you should
school.
be able to like play with them. And she said that, and then you could have laughingly and joked.
Yeah, and he's usually a very playful teacher. So he could have been having the thing. Like maybe he's going
Right.
through a thing. We get that.
Yeah.
But my daughter suffers from the same thing I do, which is we're like on a roll telling jokes and being funny, and it's great, not realizing that we're hurting somebody's feelings as we do it.
Yep. I think everybody does. Like, That's why a lot of my humor turned into like self-deprecating humor, because then I wasn't hurting anybody's feelings. Because I can roast someone and it comes from like the most lovingest part of my heart, but like people are really sensitive. So I'll just like make fun of me instead, and then it's great. Like,
So I guess for everybody watching this, the question is, or the thing we're touching on, is like, okay, how do you apologize?
Mhm.
How does it look different for different people?
Mhm.
And then what do you do if that apology is not accepted? I don't have answers for these. I'm
No, I
actually like,
don't.
I'm throwing that out to the universe. I would love to get comments back because like, I don't fucking know.
Right.
That's all I've been taught is like, do the apology.
And then like change
that's
the
it.
behavior after. It's
Yeah.
like,
And then I customize the apology for the person.
yeah.
That's
Huh.
about it.
Yep. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And there's been a number of times, in fact, when I've issued apologies or even tried like a truce. Like, hey, let's
just call it
I
here, man.
respect you. You can respect. Let's just be grown
Right.
ups. And they're like, no. All right. Well,
Well, at
okay.
that point, like war. Like at that point, like let's just fucking hate each other for the rest of our lives. And when I see you, I guess I have to hate you. Like I don't like where do we go from here? Like my mom told me to use my words. It's not working. So
There are very few things in the world that somebody could do where I'd be like, no. I mean,
I'm not that person. I hold grudges. And I ghost really quick. Like really quick.
really?
Oh yeah. Like and it's terrible. It's super bad. Because what happens is I'll get hurt, but I don't say anything. And I'm working on this in therapy, but like somebody will do something and it'll cut me very deeply. But then I'm just like, no, it's okay. I don't want to burden you with my feelings about this. So I'll just internalize them, which then I guess everybody else in the world knew that breeds resentment, which I didn't know. Nobody filled me in on that one, guys. And so it'll keep happening, right? So I have this like open, festering wound towards this person because I got hurt and never treated the wound, never cared for it. And so then like the littlest things they do are just like throwing more germs in that wound to the point where finally I'm like, oh no, this is dead. Like this is a dead thing now, all done. And I'm a fucked up person in the fact that I don't need closure. I don't think closure is real. I've always been that way. I see no reason to have like the final conversation where we decide to go separate ways. Like what? No, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't think other people should need it. I know it's probably like awful. Like the only person I would need closure with would be like my spouse. And that's just so we can figure out like who gets weekends, you know? Like that would be That would be it for me. Like, it's just the logistics, you know? Like, oh, hey, I want my sweatshirt back. Leave it on my porch. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, no. I think my lack of desire for closure happened in high school. Let me tell you a story. I was with this boy for a couple years, and I really, really liked him, but I liked him more, I think, than he liked me. I was younger than he was. And I was having like a lot of home life issues, like every kid, right? And so he was spending time with other people. I was seeking attention from other people. I think we were both cheating at the same time, but we like never talked about it. And I was very much like a revenge cheater. Like, if you cheated on me, I would be like, no, like, I hate you and I'm going to punish you for it, but we aren't going to break up. And then I would revenge cheat. I didn't have a lot of healthy role models or models for heterosexual, healthy romantic couples. Okay. I just didn't. And so anyway, so we end up breaking up. And he wanted to come over to my house to like get his stuff. And so I put all of his stuff in a laundry basket. And that morning I had woken up and I was really sad and I was really heartbroken because the person that I had been like fooling around with, I didn't really want, and I wanted him, and all of the like make your bed, lay in it kind of thing, right?
Right.
And he ended up being with the person that he cheated on me with for like 8 years. So it probably was for the best. Like, they got to grow up with each other. So good for them. But that morning I had like thrown on a big hoodie and a hat and I was sad and all this stuff. And so he comes and I hand him the laundry basket and I'm like tear stained, all dramatic, right? But trying to act like I don't care, but I do care. And he knows me well enough to know that I care. And so he leaves and then I like go like this and I realize that I'm like wearing his hat because I had had it for so long that it was like mine. And then I was like, you fucking moron. You look so dumb right now. Like, I felt like such an idiot. Like, I was wearing... I think I have a spider bite. Sorry. ADHD just kicked in like so hardcore. I hit my arm and it itched. And I was like, why does that itch? I was like, oh my God, like, so cringy, right? That I like walk up my basement stairs, like crying in like a sweatshirt. With like, and it was like an Oscar the Grouch hat too. Like, how fucking embarrassing. So I think that was when I was like, you know what? We don't have to do this. Like, leave my shit on the porch. Let's just not. Let's keep this separate.
I mean,
let's do that.
I think I've said it to you before. This idea of like, we judge others by their actions, but we judge ourselves by our intentions.
Yes.
So the idea of like, I don't know. That's the other reason I feel like it's really hard to not accept someone's apology. If it's anything other than, you know, like they killed someone important to you or like ran over your cat or whatever. But like, you know, aside from that kind of stuff.
But sometimes I feel like apologies are inappropriate. Like, what if somebody fucked your spouse and they're like wanting to apologize to you? That shit is inappropriate. Do not. Do not have my name or their name in your mouth ever. I don't want to hear how sorry you are.
That could be in that box of like, I don't accept. So I guess there's probably a whole list of don't accept.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually curious to see what you found for apology stories.
So,
all right, can you hear my chair like making all this noise?
No, I can't.
Okay, because I usually edit it.
Can you hear my dog snoring?
No, not at all.
Good. That's good. I just woke him up asking that question. Well, because a lot of times I think it seems very clean, like clear cut, right? Like, you fucked up, apologize. But when you have a friend like me, I will justify your bad behavior and tell you that you did nothing wrong, especially if I don't like the person that you're talking to.
That's why you're a wonderful friend.
Yeah, like, sorry about it. We're all human. We're all gonna fuck up. But I wanted to find ones where it's kind of like, am I the asshole? But it's, should I apologize? You know, like those moments.
I love it.
And then we, in all of our infinite wisdom, can decide if the person should apologize or not.
I love it. Let's do it.
I'm really excited about this. Okay, so, oh no. I just lost it. Sorry. Okay. So, should I apologize to my wife for asking for a divorce in a fit of anger, basically, is what this guy is talking about. So it says, my wife and I have been married for a few years and overall things have been fine, but recently we had a huge argument that made me reconsider everything. I've always been passionate about gaming, board games, and other hobbies that help me unwind. I have a dedicated room in our house for my setups, which I've put a lot of time and money into. My wife has never been into gaming, but I never thought it was an issue until now. During an argument about something completely unrelated, she snapped and called me a loser. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She called me a loser and a man-child for spending so much time and money on my childish hobbies. She went on about how it's embarrassing that I still play video games as an adult and how I should be focusing on more important things. She even mocked my gaming room, calling it a playroom for an overgrown teenager. I was stunned. She had never expressed these feelings so openly before, and hearing her say it with such complete contempt really hit me. I asked if she had always felt this way, and she doubled down, saying she thought I would eventually grow out of it. I told her I wanted a divorce. Now she's acting like I'm overreacting and that I'm throwing our marriage away over just some words. Should I apologize and rethink my decision?
Oh.
It's hard, right? I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think she actually likes her husband. I was going to
say the same thing. Like, man, I mean,
I don't think
I don't know. That feels,
that's
the kind of thing, like, I don't know that I would have jumped to divorce. Like, that feels like more of maybe we need to go to therapy because there seems to be some stuff here.
Oh, it definitely puts a point, like, in her column that he was like, oh, you don't like me in my games. I want a divorce. You know, like, we're not friends anymore. For sure. Like, maybe the whole man-child thing. Like, it does kind of play into what she was saying.
Yeah, but like, she did kind of pull a Carly, where, like, she had that thing that she's been holding on to for 100 years. And then it just went...
Well, see, this is why I ghost people. So that doesn't happen. I don't tear you to pieces. I just never talk to you again. I just sever the limb and we're done. You know, like, you're welcome, everyone else. No, I feel really bad about it. Sorry, everybody that I've ghosted. But I don't think I'm going to change that. I don't know. I don't feel like he needs to apologize. I honestly think that they need to get a divorce and he should find someone that has similar hobbies to him. And she should find her, like, grown up that she's looking for, and I think they're going to be better off for it. No apology needed, just separate.
I would say an apology for jumping right to divorce, but also telling that person, like, that was extremely hurtful what you said.
Yeah.
And I did not respond to that well. So I think we need to definitely look into this because clearly we pressed each other's buttons pretty hard.
I think you'd be a better relationship counselor than I would. I'm just like, nah, there's no hope. Next. Divorce is your only solution. Good luck, everyone.
Okay, great. And we're suddenly back to jobs that would suit us.
Yeah,
so
we're really
relationship counselor. Great.
So here's one where I'm just going to let you know I want to be friends with the person that wrote this.
All right, let's hear it.
So it's, should I apologize for correcting a friend when she said that she rehomed her cat? My friend told a story about rehoming her cat because it wouldn't stop going to the bathroom on her bed. She said she put the cat in its carrier and left it outside of the door of a local salon before they opened. She said she checked in later and one of the girls had decided to adopt the cat, so the rehoming was a success. I told her that what she did was not rehoming and that what she actually had done was dumped her cat. I told her that rehoming involves finding an owner and vetting them in advance. She got angry at me for judging her. Should I apologize? No, absolutely not. Like, fuck that girl. Fuck that girl. You're gonna take a creature that you promised to take care of and shove them in, like, a box and then put them outside of some, like, random hair salon? And you're like, how dare you be mean to me? No, heartless witch. No, absolutely not. No, don't apologize.
As someone who has cats, who really have a habit of peeing on my shit, ooh, I can tell you, it's not like the thought has not been crossed my mind a couple times. Because let's be real. But just putting it outside of a building, that's not how that works. There's like a million different like rescue groups and all kinds of stuff that they would find a place.
Well, and a lot of times, like when they're peeing, it's behavioral. So
I know?
Like, are you cleaning the litter box enough? Do they have a UTI? Do they have like, are they unhappy about something in their circumstance? Like that.
Yeah, they don't like the other cats, and so they're peeing on my shit to let me know that.
Yeah, see,
there's nothing I can do to fix that.
No, yeah, same with ours. Yep. My cat the other day came into the bathroom with me, and she was pissed that the other cat got to be out like all night in her space. And so she came into the bathroom and looked at me and peed on my clothes that were on the bathroom floor. And I was like, okay, I hear you. Like, I'm super sorry about it. Like, you dick, but fair.
Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Right. So if this lady was just alone with her cat, that tells me that clearly you just weren't listening or something was happening. Was their litter box cleaned? Were they fed enough? Who knows? So, no. So, don't apologize. Don't be friends with her anymore. And don't let her get any more animals.
I'm done.
Done. Cut off.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sure someone will. Okay. Should I apologize for leaving my own birthday dinner because my girlfriend turned it into a proposal for herself? I know, weird, right? I, 28 male, had my birthday dinner last weekend, and my girlfriend, Sarah, 27 female, offered to plan it. I was excited because I usually keep things low-key, but she said she wanted to make it really special. She booked a nice restaurant and invited close friends and family. Everything was going great until it was time for dessert. The waiter came out with a cake, but instead of my name, it said, "Will you marry me, Sarah?" ? I was completely blindsided. Sarah got all teary-eyed, turned to me and said, "Well, this is the best surprise ever, right?" Everyone around us started clapping and her friends were filming. I just sat there stunned. She took my silence as hesitation and started going on about how she knew I wasn't big on grand gestures. But she couldn't wait anymore, so she took matters into her own hands. At that moment, I stood up and said, "This is my birthday. If you wanted a proposal, you should have talked to me about it first." Then I grabbed my stuff and I walked out. Sarah was mortified, and her friends blew up my phone, calling me an asshole for embarrassing her and ruining the night. She even said I humiliated her when she was just trying to do something special.
Okay, I need to clarify something. So the cake that came out was like, not to the birthday girl, but like, "Will you marry me?" to the other girl? As if the birthday girl was asking?
So the dude, it was the dude's birthday.
Oh, okay.
And his girlfriend, Sarah, planned his birthday. So she had the people in the back on his birthday cake write, "Will you marry me, Sarah?" ? As if he had pre-planned the cake when he didn't.
No, and that's a breakup moment.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
That's not okay.
You don't pressure me in front of everybody to marry you when I'm not ready.
No,
and
there's no...
It would be one thing if she wrote on the cake, "Will you marry me?" and was proposing to him.
Right.
But to frame it as though, like, he was proposing to you when he wasn't?
No.
Oh, gross. And the fact that, like, her friends seemed to be in on it because they were all filming when the cake got brought out. Like, oh.
Dude, you run. You run away.
Yeah, you run. You run. I don't think you have to apologize. I found 3 that I should have found one specifically where I was like, yes, you should apologize. Because my answer
none
was
of these
no.
are you should have apologized.
No.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe next time.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe next time we'll have another one where we'll find some really good apologies. And you know what, guys? We would love to hear from you of like, what are some good times that you done fucked up, you apologized, and then it went well, or you done fucked up and you didn't apologize. Those are always more fun.
Those are really fun. Yeah, let's share them with us. Share them.
And you know, nothing terribly exciting happening on this video podcast except that you get to listen to us, you know, bitch and complain. But this is very exciting for us to like have this moment with you where we could video.
Sure.
So, also tell us what you think. Should we do more video ones? Should we just keep it
Audio?
Like you tell us. That's fine. But I guess now is the time to tell you that like, oh, sleepy Carly.
Sorry.
That even though the world is burning down around us, you know what? Alone, we're not okay. But together, we're all fine. We hope you guys have a good week. We love you. Bye.